How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here with a video on Better Call Saul Season 5. I'm going to be talking about everything that I saw. All that is crazy because it's the last season on Netflix. After that, you have to go on AMC to watch Season 6 or AMC Plus, whatever it's called. Finished it today. I have some thoughts on it, and after that, it's the final season of Better Call Saul, and I guess the entirety of the Breaking Bad universe will be done. Unless if there's something announced like, oh, Mike Ehrman show, and then you see everything that's going on with him, but I don't know. Let me give my opinions on it. So, this season, it's great. Honestly, it's great. I'm gonna give it a 9 wholeheartedly. I'm gonna give it a 9. No spoiler review. It is a 9 out of 10. It is really good. I don't know if I like it more than the first season. I still have to decide that, but this season had some of the best episodes in the show entirely. It had some of the best ones. I can't go into why they're the best until I get to the spoilers. I really like this season, and some of the episodes in here were amazing, top tier, rivaling some of the best episodes in Breaking Bad. There you go. If you wanna leave now after that, then by all means. But I'm gonna go into the spoilery stuff. So there you go. That's my rating. The spoiler stuff, right? So season 5, 10 episodes, has some pretty long, beefy episodes this time. We have some that are like an hour long, some that are like 50 minutes plus all the time. So there's a lot to cover here. Overall, it's just Jimmy and Kim living their life as a married couple at this point. They got married. That's crazy. You have Lalo being a thorn in Gustavo's side. You don't see much of Gustavo in this season. You do see him. You do see him a sizable amount, but you see more of Lalo here because he is an important antagonist. Mike, as always, has the spotlight a little less compared to what we saw in like seasons 1 through 4, but he is there. He is giving the spotlight, and you just see how all these characters have affected each other and how this builds the relationship that's shown in Breaking Bad. And it's so cool because you take a look at Mike, right? You take a look at Mike and how he treated Walter. And when you're watching Breaking Bad, you're in the perspective of Walter White, right? You see how he's feeling about Mike and all these people, and you can kind of see it while you're watching the show that like Walt isn't a good person. He's not. Once he turned into Heisenberg, once he started going into the drug business and his pride took over his ego, he became a villain. He became a drug lord, and you can see that some parts of the show, most prominently in season 5. Once you take an outside look at Walt, you kind of realize like, yo, nah, this dude was just a menace, an actual monster, because you get to see the perspective of Mike and Jimmy, Saul Goodman. You get to see how they felt about him, and while granted they didn't mention that in this season, it's kind of like outside thinking that you can look at those scenes differently now, because Walt wasn't a good person. He definitely was a person who lived by his own means and only really cared about his family and Jesse. And even then, to an extent, he didn't really care about either of them much. So seeing how he treated Mike and how he treated Saul, or I guess Jimmy, it's just wow. They didn't deserve this. They already went through enough as is, way before Walt came along. So all that stuff before 2008 is like, man, Walt, you don't know it. You don't know what's happening, man. They've been through their own stuff. All because you think that they're not good people doesn't mean that they aren't. This season definitely exemplifies that. You have the way that Jimmy acts towards Howard, and it's just like, wow. I know Howard was mean to you. I know he was cruel. I know he doubted you from the beginning, right? But throwing bowling balls at him and getting him accosted by hookers, strippers, basically prostitutes, like, come on, man. He definitely didn't deserve that all because he offered you a job. And while granted, he may just be like, oh, shoot, work with me, you're a powerful asset. It's just not generosity, but more like courtesy. Courtesy, like, come on, bro. There's no need for that. And it's the fact that he knew that you did that and he didn't do anything about it. He just kept it quiet. Like, come on, man. That's just seeing Jimmy do some of these acts, bro. It hurts so much because you get to learn so much about him. You have episodes like Marco in season 1 that just really show you Jimmy, right? But then you get to see Slippin' Jimmy when you get episodes like where he throws the bowling ball at Howard's car, or with the cartel stuff. It's just like you're witnessing him turn into Saul Goodman. As corny as it is, you really are witnessing it. But episodes in season 5, my favorite ones were honestly where Mike gets picked up and brought to Gustavo's camp, where he has the shrine for Max, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that episode was good. I didn't like the first episode or the second one, honestly, because it's Saul Goodman being filmed and it just didn't sit right with me. And not because like it was a bad episode. No, it's just watching Jimmy do this hurts. It really genuinely hurts because I know he has to become Saul Goodman, but I don't want him to. I really don't. But see, episode 1, 2, and 3 I thought were alright. I thought it was okay. But 4, 5 were pretty good. I thought those were pretty good because you get to see a certain group of people pull up. You get to see. Oh no, it's episode 3 and 4 that were the ones. You get to see episode 3 and 4 where Steve and Hank get to pull up. You get to see them in their DAA days before Breaking Bad, which is fire, because you get to see them interact with Jimmy. They have had previous interactions, which makes sense since he would cover all those criminals. So seeing Hank and Gomez, seeing them there was pretty fire. I really liked that when they were both there. Just seeing Gustavo, how he maneuvers around him as well, was pretty fire. I think it was like episodes 5 or 6 around there where we get to see that. My favorite episodes for this season were 8, 9, and 10. Oh my goodness, those were some heaters. Goodness gracious, like episode 8 was a really good episode because it reminds me of, oh, my dog's licking herself on my bed. What are you doing over there? You're weird. You're weird. But episode 8 reminded me so much of the Fly episode from Breaking Bad. You have two people who are stuck in a scenario, right? And you get to see the true m- inner workings of a person when they're at their limit, right? And that's shown here with episode 8. What's it called again? It's called Bagman. And basically, Jimmy has to go find $7 million that's going to be dropped off in the desert to set Lalo free from prison, from the detention center. And he has to do that. He has to go there, get the money, all that. But he gets pulled up on by a Colombian gang. And Mike is there watching over. He kills the gang, and now Jimmy and Mike have to go walk from where they're at all the way back to Albuquerque. And this is why this episode is so good because it's two characters that we like a lot in isolation who have a prior relationship. It's like, again, with Jesse and Walt. You know, Walt thinks Jesse's dumb, but he cares for him. Jesse thinks that Walt's in over his head, but he cares for him, because they work so hard and they've forged bonds over blood. You have Jimmy and Mike who have worked previously, and they don't have that great of a relationship, but they do have a pre-established relationship, and that's where it all comes in. You get to see that bond forming. It's so fire because episode 8 and episode 9 just build on that. Them walking through the desert and almost dying. It's literally some of the best episodes in this entire show, besides like maybe Chicanery, Miho, and stuff like that. But some of the best episodes just involve Jimmy and some Breaking Bad characters like Tuco or Mike, or new characters like Lalo. Those episodes really put a shine on how good this series can really be. And while this season does have some of like, I don't really care about this stuff, like the beginning, like episode 1 and 2, where it's just Jimmy making a name for himself as Saul Goodman. You get to see Huel there, though. It's not the first time you meet him, but you get to see Huel just build up his name and the reputation that he has with Jimmy. So he has a bodyguard, basically. It's cool. It's genuinely cool. You get to see the inner workings of how Jimmy became Saul Goodman. It's cool, honestly. But episode 10 was really good as well. You have all that stuff going on with Lalo going back to Mexico. You get to see Ignacio meet Donnie Ladio. You get to see all these people that just have such a great impact in Breaking Bad, but you get to see them more fleshed out, more all of that. Like Don Borsa. I never seen him in Breaking Bad. I don't know what's gonna happen to him, but I just like seeing him there again with Lalo and how he interacts with Hector, and Gustavo, how he feels about these people, and Ignacio again because he was mentioned in Breaking Bad. I don't know if Better Call Saul was planned or not, but the fact that he was mentioned there is just like, yo, this is fire. But I can't wait to see what season 6 has in store. It's the series finale. I literally everything is coming to a head here. A lot of characters are probably going to die. A lot of characters are probably going to live. A lot of characters are going to be affected greatly. But I cannot wait to see what's going on with season 6 because I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and that'll be the end of Better Call Saul. And then I'll probably make like a video on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, deciding which one's the better one, stuff like that. Maybe a tier list or something. I don't know. But this this season was great. This season was genuinely great. I didn't mention much, but my MVP for this season might have to be Lalo. It probably isn't. It's not going to be. But Mike was pretty good this season as well. And Jimmy, you know what? Jimmy was good this season too. I don't know. I can't name an MVP this season. It's difficult. It's really difficult. And I haven't named much else on why it's good because it's escaping me right now, and I'll probably name it later when I'm in the comments. Just doing that if something just comes up. But there was some really good scenes in this season. Like I can't understate that or overstate that. It was some really good scenes. Like the thumbnail that I'm gonna choose for this video, like that that thumbnail is fire. So fire. I got it from the episode itself. It was so good. And honestly, I recommend it. Like I would recommend Better Call Saul because of this season alone. Like after watching Breaking Bad, El Camino, and all that, I would recommend this season alone from this show. Season 1 and season 5 so far have been my favorites, and I can't wait to see how season 6 turns out. I can't wait. But that's gonna be it for me for now. Again, I'm gonna give this show a 9, or not show. I'm gonna give this season a 9, and I'm gonna end it there. I hope y'all enjoy. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll check y'all in the next video when I cover Better Call Saul season 6. I don't really have a lot to say on this one, but I also have stuff to do as well. So I wanted to wrap this one quickly. But yeah, again, I thought it was great. I recommend it. But yeah, as always, I'll check y'all out, and until the next video, I'll see you all later. Peace.